Hello, hi. I hope everyone's okay. I'm just gonna throw my hair up and then we can get started. So what we're gonna do today is the split stitch on the scissors. And so I've kind of tried to color match a little bit the scissors. And then I've got a light gray for the shiny part of the scissors. And we're gonna use 4 strands. So let's get started. We're just going to hop right into it today. I also need to make covers because so many people have said that they liked the covers on the last stitch along. So I need to get a really nice picture and then I can make some covers that say the stitches. So that's on my to-do list. I'm also making some needle minders tonight for a secret project. So I've got a lot going on, don't I? Right, so what we're going to do is the split stitch. So I'm going to show you one full side of the scissors, I guess. Like the orange part and then the gray part. And then you can do the other one by yourself. So, with the split stitch, what we're going to do... That's too close, man. I don't know what it is. I just can't get it. I can't get it right. With the split stitch, what we're going to do is do it just like a back stitch, except instead of going down the same hole, we're going to go down into the stitch. Okay? So, we can start here like this. We've got 4 strands. And we're going to go forward like this. Forward again. Except this time you're going to go into that stitch. Inside it. So not next to it, literally in it. I'm just trying to zoom in a little bit more. Can you see it? I feel like the light is flashing a little bit. I don't know why. And then you can go a little bit further. And then into it again. And you're going to do that all the way around. And you're going to fill the entire top like that. Now, sometimes you can work these in lines and sometimes you can work it horizontally. I'm going to encourage you to work this in a line and go around and around and around until you can't go around anymore. See if that's a bit better because it keeps focusing on my fingers. And that's it. Split stitch is not really my favorite because I feel like it takes so much longer than any of the other stitches, because I feel like because you're going through each of the stitches, it's almost like you're not getting as far as if you were to just do a regular back stitch. Because you have to go in each of the stitches. Does that make sense? What's going on here? Oh no. I've picked the wrong part of the knot to pull. Don't you just hate that when you've picked the wrong part and it just makes like the knot even tighter? So I'm going to attempt to do one half of it. It might just be the top part. Because, like I said, it just takes so very long. So as you go around the corners, make sure that you're making your stitches just a little bit smaller. We also have the option with this stitch along to outline everything with a back stitch in like 1 or 2 strands. So that can be something that you might want to think about if you liked that like outlined look, like the coloring book look. So I did 4 strands for this one. I feel like that's pretty good. So I'm just going to start again on this side like this, going up and around. Then you'll probably have to do a couple extra little stitches in the V part here to kind of just fill it in, you know? You can also go up through the stitch like this to go forward, and then forward again like this, and go back, and then up through like this, and go forward. It depends on what kind of rhythm you like the best. And again, sometimes you need to kind of move those over, those stitches, so they kind of lay in the right space, especially if you make your stitches a bit bigger. So have a think about that. If you're getting some like gaping or gaps, you might need to do that. Split stitch is really accommodating though, because you can go back and add little stitches if you find that you didn't put your rows close enough together, or if you've got a really like odd shape like right here in the middle. Okay, we're gonna have to put some extra stitches in there. Whereas some stitches like brick stitch, you can't just go back and just like add an extra stitch because it makes the pattern go off, you know? You can't just like be like, oops, just gonna put a little happy little stitch there. You can't really do that. But with split stitch, you can, and it's really fine. There's no, like, you won't be able to tell, if you know what I mean. So I quite like this stitch because of that, but I just think it takes so long. Also, it gives a bit of texture, so if you use a stitch like satin stitch, it will make it look really nice and smooth. So you could do split stitch on the handle part and then a satin stitch on the blades, because that would make them look a bit, I think that's what I'm going to do actually, because it'll make them look really like nice and smooth and sharp. So that's a really great idea, Tori. Thank you so much. Oopsies, wrong way. And it just makes it go like a little bit faster, you know? By doing that satin stitch on the bottom. Now, some people like to do split stitch to fill in everything, like the whole pattern is just split stitch, or the whole pattern is satin stitch. And that's okay too. So if you find that you're like, I don't want to do the stitch that you're doing, that's fine. Please don't feel like you're going to hurt my feelings or anything like that. Do the stitch that you feel comfortable doing and that you think is going to look best on your hoop, because at the end of the day, the hoop is yours. Like, you're stitching it, and you can make decisions on your own hoop for yourself, and trust yourself, you know? So there will be some times when I think actually a satin stitch would work better here, or, you know, a split stitch would work better here to just fill it in. But I want to teach you guys more stitches. So I might, you know, do different ones just so that we can have a different experience. We can learn some new stuff. Okay? So please, please, please do not feel like you have to do it, or if you feel like you're not completing a stitch along or parts of the stitch along because you just don't want to do that stitch. Please, 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 please just use a different one. Like, it's totally fine. I promise you. Teresa says that's what I'm doing too, which I'm assuming she means the satin stitch for the blade. Sometimes you just gotta talk it out, you know? I've actually got a really, really, really big market coming up at the end of November, and I'm freaking out, and I think I just need to talk it out. You know what I mean? When you just need to, like, have a little chat. Right, so this is kind of what I mean. I'm just stopping right here really quickly, because do you see how, you probably cannot see actually, let me make it closer. Do you see how there's a little space between here and here? So what I can do is put my needle in and drag it over a little bit like that. And if that didn't work, I could just add an extra stitch and it would be okay. So let's just zoom out and zoom in and see if that helps a little bit, make it clear. Okay? You can do that. All right? So if there's ever any sections, like over here, it looks like there's a little, I can see a little bit right there. I can go back and add just one little stitch right there. Okay? And it'll be fine. So don't worry about it. We just don't want to see any fabric in between our stitches, because it's just not going to look nice, you know? For the same reason I don't like the pattern printed on the fabric, which some people love that. Some people really love it, but I don't, because you will always see on the edges like that. Like, not every stitch covers it all the way. Plus, coming from like an art background, I like the ability to erase those lines. I love your attitude and how you teach. Oh, thank you. That's so kind. All right, so I'm just going to add this one little stitch there. Okay. And then let's come back in here and fill in this part. What I'm going to do is come up here a little bit into this stitch and do like this, around in a circle. And then connect it up like this. Now this is where it gets a bit chaos, you know, but stick with it, okay? There's really no like right or wrong way for this one. I'm just making sure that all of them are split in some way. Oh, there must be a lot of stitches there. Okay, let's zoom out. Can you see? I feel like I need one more light in here, like right over here. I actually have one, but I can't find the charger for it. So I'm going to go down after this and see if I can find the charger. But how nice does that look? It gives a really, really, really nice texture. So when you feel it, it's quite close to the fabric as well. Okay, let's do the, is this the color I picked for that? Looks a bit like brownish. That one's a bit too white. I could do like a silvery color, but that one's just gonna make me mad. It's just gonna make me mad if I do that. You know? It will. It's just gonna make me angry. I don't know why I'm even considering it. Let's try it. Okay. Let's see about doing this metallic thread for the bottom part, because I can't find the right silver. Gray. And If I hate it, I'll just take it out. I'm going to use less strands than I think and do more stitches. So let's see here. That is 4. I'll have to do quite a number of stitches there. If I do 6, it's quite thick though. Let's just see. So the metallic thread that I get is from Anchor, and it has 12 strands in it. So you can really get some nice fine details with your embroideries. And the metallic thread is a pain because it's literally little pieces of metal. I'll put it around my fingers. Can you see it? Sorry about my fingernails. Oh my goodness. Little pieces of metal, okay, on a thread. And that is why it's so notoriously hard to work with, because it's literally metal. It will not bend in the same kind of way that a regular cotton thread will. I didn't even make this very long, and it's like already giving me trouble. It's just a foreshadowing of what I should not be doing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, don't do it. But I think it's going to look so good. So I'm going to do it the length of the blade and then just slowly taper it in. Obviously do the one behind it first if you're going to use metal thread like this. Okay. So I've got my strands. I'm going to try and use my smaller needle too, because it'll make a smaller hole for all of these to sit in. Hopefully it won't move around that way. Okay. I'm using the DMC Diamante, and I like how it works. Yeah, that's so nice, isn't it? It's on a spool, isn't it? That one's more like thread, I think. Like, I know it's all thread, but to me it like works more like thread. Does that make sense? Probably not. You're probably like, no, Tori. Take some more cold medicine, go back to bed. But guys, Miles has been getting up in the night, like every night since we got back. And he like wants someone to lay with him for the entire time. And then if he wakes up and we're not there, he's like on high alert. It's been so bad. I don't think it would look strange. The question is, would the étoile thread look strange there? But I do have some here. It's not in gray, but I have this color. Okay. The only thing that I see with étoile thread, and I did look at it because I do have a gray color, is that it's furry. It's like a fuzzy color. Texture, sorry. I was just thinking I don't have the right color. But it is like a fuzzy. So the threads, they don't lay flat. Yeah, knobby-ish. It almost looks more like yarn. It's a really soft, look at that. That's so beautiful, isn't it? But even if you have one strand, it won't lay super flat. Okay? So you'll have those you'll have that texture on your embroidery. So that would depend if you are okay with having it look like that, or if you would want it to look a bit more smooth. Right, so I'm doing a satin stitch. I know we have not taught satin stitch yet, but all I'm doing is doing long straight stitches. So I'm coming up on one side and going down on the other. I'll teach you all about satin stitch on a different day. I hope this works, because if it does, it'll look so pretty. But I'll tell you all the ins and outs of satin stitch on a different day. We do like a whole day of it. But all we're doing now is just long parallel stitches. We're keeping our stitches close together. And I'm just following the outline of the scissors. Seeing my nails that close makes me want to go and do them immediately. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to be finished. There we go. Look at that. It's got that nice shine. Nice shine to it. Look at that. So there we go. We did a split stitch and then I just did some straight stitches. Paused due to poor connection. I just did some straight stitches there to fill up the blade part. This kind of thread, it's the Anchor. I'm going to show it. I'll show it to you. I'll show you the package. This one is a metallic thread, but I get the one that's called Lamé from Anchor Crafting. So they have gold and silver, and it looks like this. Sorry. Oopsies. I don't know what's going on there. But it looks like that. Lamé. And it has 12 little strands in it. So you can see there. And it's little pieces of metal that are all on each of the strands. And I've got gold and silver. So obviously the silver was the best bet for the metallic scissors. Like that. But yeah, I really like this kind. It's nice. It's really nice to work with. And I like that you can use just one strand and it's quite thin. And it lays really nicely. So there you go. That's all from me tonight. Make sure you do the other part of your scissors as well. We've got our split stitch there with 4 strands. And then I used 6 strands of that metallic thread, and that is half of the strands that are in there. So be sure to tag me. I want to see what you do. And if you haven't joined the WhatsApp group, please go and check it out. It's totally worth it. And we'd love to have you. So enjoy, and I'll speak with you tomorrow. Bye.